Hello and welcome, I'm Liam the User Reviewer. Animal Crossing Time Travelers Don't Deserve Rights, and today we're going to be doing a Kero Kero Bonito Best Songs bracket. I don't remember if you guys have done one recently, but these essentially pop up in March, and you basically choose your favourite song, your favourite album, just kind of go bit by bit. But for some reason this year there weren't as many, so I took it upon myself to just kind of make one. As I said, go for a band that I love talking about, KKB. I had my good friend Lewis help me design this. I chose the songs I wanted to discuss, but I didn't choose the matches themselves. I put that through like a random randomizer online, and the chips have landed wherever that expression goes. So don't blame me too much about how some of these have ended up. I have no idea where I'm going with these just now, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. So we've got Build It Up and Forever Summer Holiday, and while Forever Summer Holiday was like the first new KKB song that I heard back in 2017, Build It Up is just, it wins it for me. It just has just such a lovely enthusiasm going for it, so yeah, I'm going to give it to Build It Up. Next up, I've got World Tour 2018 and Make Believe, and the whole kind of sentiment behind Make Believe makes this quite a clear winner for me. By the way, I'm going to go through this first round relatively quickly, and as we go on, we'll get into more detail, just so I'm not just taking up more of your time than I need to here. It's Cinema and Only Acting now, and while I think Cinema is a bit of an underappreciated KKB song, Only Acting was just, when it came out, and even to this day, is just one of the most exciting songs that the band have ever put out, one of the most exciting songs of the 2010s. Then it's Trampoline and Break. That's like the first proper tough match, and we're only like onto our fourth one. While I love how, to excuse like the whole pun, like how jumpy and full of energy Trampoline is, Break is a song that I come back to time and time again, even out with just the album context, so it's gonna have to be Break for me. The One True Path and Waking Up, and I'm gonna go for Waking Up here. I like this song. I still like this song so much, but at a certain point in 2017, I did have this as my alarm, so that says all you really need to know there. Then it's Rest Stop and Heard a Song. And while Heard a Song is just so like kind of, I hate to use the word, but like kind of quirky, and quite funny, really. It's quite comedic. Rest Stop is just like the polar opposite. It's one of the most, in the same way that Only Acting was one of the most exciting songs they put out, Rest Stop is very much similar but a lot darker. And then it's Kero Kero Bonito and Homework. And I think I'm going to go for the Kero Kero Bonito song just because I'm going to go for this one just because it's got like that whole line. Like this is like, you're going to have to start like nitpicking when it comes to these kind of matchups at a certain point, because there's that whole line we go soda and spaghetti, and just in the kind of cadence that Sarah has just makes me laugh. So I'm going to have to give it to Kero Kero Bonito here. And for our final left hand side matchup, I've got Intro Bonito and Wherever You Go. Wherever You Go is one of the earliest KKB songs, and as such is a little bit rougher, so I'm going to have to give it to Intro Bonito, even though I still think Intro Bonito is a great song in its own right, but I do think it got a bit of an easy pair up there because I haven't got the same affiliation with Wherever You Go. Not that it's a bad song, just it is a bit rougher. So now it's Build It Up versus Make Believe, and ultimately I think I'm gonna give it to Make Believe. There's gonna be a lot of that where it's just like I'm just really dragging myself, but Make Believe here, just because I just like the whole, not that I like the whole sentiment, but the whole kind of sentiment of escaping to your dreams, because it's such a fresh release from just your everyday life, and that I think that's definitely something that a lot of people can resonate with, or that will resonate with a lot of people just now with what's going on. It's just a lovely sounding song as well. Build It Up though is just like, it's the kind of thing that you could put on at like a PC music, like DJ night or something. I'm sure it would get like, not that it's PC music, but like that kind of like that audience, that kind of like brand of pop music just now. Up next, Only Acting and Break. This is quite a tough one as well, actually. These are both great in their own ways, but I'm gonna give it to Break, just because there's been so many times where I've just had to, not even that I needed to, that I had to just chuck this song on because it's just such a anxiety kind of like settler for me. I put it on and I just, by the time the song's finished, I just feel like I've came out of like a sauna or something. I've never been in one, but the same sort of therapeutic qualities of it, I imagine, is kind of what that feels like. Only Acting, still like a scary good song. I remember the first time I heard that song, I was pretty much bedbound after a Kendrick Lamar gig, which is a very, very like white guy sentence to say, but yeah, my back was aching. That song came out and I was just like, what the fuck is this? This isn't the band that I had become accustomed to, but I was so happy with that song. Waking Up and Rest Stop. Gonna go for Rest Stop because I just sometimes, you know, like you put an album on and maybe you're exhausted and get a good sleep, or you just aren't in the right headspace. You put it on because you thought it would cheer you up, and just sometimes nothing's gonna cheer you up or like get you out of like a sense of a lull. Rest Stop's that kind of song in time and place where I can say to myself, you put this album on, you're not really like feeling it because you're not feeling music at this moment. Just remember this song's here right at the end. It's gonna like really just like make you remember why you put it on in the first place. That's what this song kind of is. I'm sure there's like a lot of equivalent songs on other albums that you can think of just now, but Rest Stop, On Time and Place is kind of what that is for me, so it wins there. Now it's Kero Kero Bonito and Intro Bonito. I'm gonna go for Intro Bonito because I just think the chorus on this is just quite nice. There's a lot of songs where on Intro Bonito that are like, obviously they're just kind of getting used to this sort of sound. So the sort of, when I say kind of like I guess like the fresh eyes to it all, and that sometimes that can be a good thing, where they just kind of like threw everything at the wall and some stuff really stuck to it. And other times it was just like, it could have done with some refinement. And this is a case where just like whatever they were doing just really worked. It's just super catchy, and really that's all this song needs to be. So I'm gonna go for Intro Bonito there. That was a bit tough because I feel like they're equal in terms of quality, but yeah, Intro Bonito here. Sorry, Spaghetti. It's Make Believe and Break. I'm gonna go for Break here. Just like I say, like both of these songs do similar things for me, where it's just like it's good to hear someone word these things. Like on paper could sound just totally daft or juvenile, but in the execution, just like it's just, it does it for you. It manages to kind of like really encapsulate some sort of thoughts like you're so close to really getting, and then somebody puts in a song like this and it does it. And I think with how you're constantly in this kind of world where you always have to be working, like right now I'm technically working even though this is meant to be one of my days off, but I like doing this anyway, so I'm not really complaining about that. But it is like that kind of case of you're always working. People need to remember that you don't always have to be productive, especially during a pandemic. You don't have to, you can just be sitting about playing Animal Crossing. You can just be sitting about on your phone for hours, and while folk will say that's unhealthy, if it's your break, then just take it. Like honestly, like life's too short as it is to cut it even shorter due to stress. Anyway, I digress. Rest Stop, Intro Bonito. I'm gonna go for Rest Stop just because I feel like in terms of what it's wanting to do, it's far more successful. It's kind of, it's sinister with like glimmers of hope. It's quite a creepy song all in all. That leads us to Break versus Rest Stop, and I'm gonna go for Break here, even though these are two very, very, very different songs. Just Break is like the most like relaxing song I think they've ever put out, and then Rest Stop's the most like unsettling. Like I can almost imagine like the production on its own like being used in like some like lost like deep web page, which probably is quite a compliment. But yeah, Break's just the one that I come back to time and time again. So that's a left hand side sort. So our first finalist is Break. So let's figure out what we've got on the right hand side. Flamingo and Sick Beat. Sick Beat. This is a difficult one as well, but I'm gonna go. I do love the interpolation, the Mario 64 interpolation on Sick Beat, but it's gonna have to be Flamingo just because of like what it represents. It is just, you really can't find a song just so daft and nice. It's really difficult to do that. Battle Lines and Dear Future Self. I know Dear Future Self has had kind of like I hate saying cult status because it's not really got a cult status, but like, I know fans of the band like really seem to have been like gravitating towards this one, and I totally get it. But Battle Lines I just think is one of the most like, again, I mean, I don't want to use exciting again, but it's one of the most ambitious songs in terms of lyrically what it's trying to do, and then production as well. Like, this has got me. I was already like fully on board for what they would do next, because they're just not letting me down so far. I'm still critical of every band, but like, I'm very excited to see what they do next. I'm really bad at this Photoshop thing. Anyway, what they're doing here and what they're doing just now has me super like invested in what this next EP or album they're going to put out is. Anyway, the Open Road and Picture This. I'm going to go for Picture This. And I suppose I'll explain it a bit better when we come to the next matchup, whatever it goes up against. But and I like the message to it a lot. I find that it could seem dead trivial, but in terms of what people often talk about in terms of the subject matter, it's actually super refreshing. Anyway, we've got Outside and Why Aren't You Dancing? Why Aren't You Dancing, by the way? Like, I wouldn't mind seeing more songs like this in terms of having a more like Gus or Jamie driven song vocally. Not to say that I'm sick and tired of saying it or anything like that, but like, kind of like how, again, I hate making this comparison because it's, I don't want to just be like, oh, this band has two guys and the women, this one has two guys and women, but it does remind me of Churches, how there's often like a song on each of their albums that is driven by another member that isn't the lead singer, and it's that Why Aren't You Dancing is a very like kind of New Order-ish type song. It is like, it stands out a lot from what they were doing before and since. But it's gonna have to be Outside for me. It just gets Time and Place kicked off in such a great way. It's just like a great rock song. Like, they're not confined to any real genre, even though pop's usually the one that comes up. But Outside is like just a great rock song in any way. Now, it's Graduation and Fly Away. I do love the kind of, I don't want to like say the fake start, but like the kind of like chopped up like constant ascension that goes on to start Fly Away. But it's gonna have to be Graduation. Gonna have to be Graduation. I'm not really good at this copy and pasting thing, am I? Oh, there we go. Graduation. It's just a really happy, over the top song. Maybe one of the most over the top songs of just that whole kind of like almost breakdown bit, I guess you would say. But up next, it's When the Fire Comes and Fans Are So Cool. So I'm on the spot just now. I remember somebody saying something about how Fans Are So Cool was like on their Discogs page, or like was kind of like a reward for fans. I don't know how true that is, but I think that makes it maybe the most wholesome song, especially when like they're saying like, oh, fans that keep you cool. Like, no, the people listen to us, like it's just dead sweet. But When the Fire Comes has to win it for me. I loved the woodwind on this. I think this was the first song that they showed off that Civilization EP, and it was definitely a lot to take in at first. I was like, this is just a total different change of pace, but I think what it represents is just super cool. Super cool. There's my expert critique there. Swimming versus You Know How It Is. You Know How It Is, super catchy song, can't deny it, but Swimming just has you kind of just like swaying. It's just nice, just really nice. One of the stronger songs on Time and Place. Speaking of which, I've got Time Today off Time and Place against Lip Slap. I think, as much as I think Lip Slap is just a banger, it slaps, it's in the name. Time Today is just, in terms of what it represents, one of my favourite KKP songs, because it just, the whole kind of like, just breaking down your day minute by minute, going, oh, I've got so much time, I need to do this and that. It's almost kind of sarcastic, because you never really do have enough time to do what you want to do, and it feels like you're just constantly trying to distract yourself, and I can totally relate to that. We've got Flamingo and Battle Lines, and like I said, it's like earlier on, Flamingo, it's just a super kind of just like quirky, like like it kind of just represents what Kero Kero Bonito stood for at that time, even more so than certain Bonito Generation songs. Battle Lines, just, I love how it concludes. Like, it's constantly building up this like this whole kind of Cortex like laboratory and like the first Crash Bandicoot kind of thing going on. It is just so impending, and I'm I'm here for it. Now it's Picture This and Outside, and I'm gonna go for Outside. While it might not stand for as much as Picture This, just how it kicks off the album. It's also the first song they usually play. Or it was the first song they played both times that I've seen them. So it makes sense why I'd have a soft spot for it. Graduation, When the Fire Comes. I'm gonna go for When the Fire Comes here. I realise like I'm hovering over songs sometimes before I go for them, but honestly, it's just force of habit. But while I think Graduation is great, it was like the song that like whenever I was actually graduating, like I changed like a profile picture to like looking like the Bonito Generation artwork and that, and I was playing that song in my head whenever it was happening. When the Fire Comes, in terms of what it represents, like the whole kind of topic climate change and just the language used. Like there's like a point where like Sarah's saying like how just this like impending force like strangling the land is just, I would never have thought that kind of lyrics be brought out like back in 2017 with that. I thought there'd be this like really powerful song about climate change of this sort of language by KKB. Not that I wouldn't think they were possible of it, but would they actually like go in that direction? I would never guess that, but I'm so happy that they did. Swimming in Time Today, two of the strongest songs of Time and Place going up together. This is difficult. I'm gonna go for Time Today though. I'm gonna go for Time Today because, like I say, just the whole kind of sentiment of like it always feels like time's running out. You're trying to do so much. You're always trying to be productive. It's just something that I can totally relate to. Like right now, especially, is just I've got like a wee diary and I'm always like putting down like, oh, I can do this and that and this. And sometimes I think in the same way that breaks, always trying to say, sometimes you have to take a break. But Time Today, where it's like there's also that kind of bit where at the end where she's going like, I've got plans, and it just feels like you're always trying to have plans, and it always just feels like so overwhelming. But it's such a, the song sonically anyway doesn't feel overwhelming. It feels relaxed and nice and soothing. So there's a lot to love about it. But anyway, we're getting to the semi-finals of this side. Yeah, I know sport. Battle Lines Outside. It's gonna be Battle Lines. It's gonna be Battle Lines. And honestly, I'm surprised that not surprised that Battle Lines has made it this far, but like when I first listened to the EP, I wouldn't have thought that it would overtake like songs that I'd been like listening to for longer than it. Like it's not even like a recency bias anymore. I really do think Battle Lines is just such an impressive song. I think I've already mentioned the production for it, but like lyrically as well, the whole talk of kind of like basically kind of like revolution and standing up. Again, it could have very easily been like a topic that is just explored in such a kind of way, but the language used as well. I think that's the biggest takeaway I had from the latest EP was just that all the traits were there. They were just in a different light, and I find that really fascinating. Now it's when the Fire Comes, Time Today. I'm gonna go for Time Today. Well, When the Fire Comes might seem like the more, I guess, ambitious song, just what it represents. I still think that what Time Today means to me on like a purely like personal basis, as opposed to When the Fire Comes, which is just like a universal, like this is an important thing. I think that Time Today just about nudges through there, just about nudges through. Now with Time Today and Battle Lines, I'm gonna give it to Battle Lines, which again, like I said, like I wouldn't have thought that any songs off that EP would like overtake it just because of how new it was. But like really, that's a good like. I wasn't expecting this sort of thing. Like I say, I've just been doing this as it goes along. But Battle Lines just on both a sonic on both a sonic and lyrical level, it's just, I think it's just really just super satisfying. But we've got Breaking Battle Lines fighting out for the victor, for the trophy, for the hydrate, and I think I'm gonna go for Break. Which I think I've probably said before to people that Break's my like favourite Kero Kero Bonito song. I try not to say my favourites because I like making these kind of videos. I don't want to give it away, but like Break is just, it's just like I say, like I think it might be my most played song of theirs, at least one of the most played, because it just, yeah, I can just put that on and it is both like what's the word? It's like good morale, like kind of like saying to you, like just, and like I say, like it could totally be on paper, just like something that's just like, oh yeah, you should take a break, like it's good for you, don't always be working. But like I think just how it's delivered and how the production just like really just like kind of like nestles in just so lovely. I love it. It is just such a great song. I think it's probably like one of the most important songs to me. So gratefully it wins out here. So yeah, Breaks, my favourite KKB song. And that's how it's happened. That was a lot of fun actually. If there's any other acts you think I should talk about, plenty to go through. I'm gonna put up a straw poll, and hopefully that should allow you to add suggestions. But I'll try and get up a variety of ones that I've covered before that hopefully you guys be interested in. I will, yeah, I think all I've really got to say is just to thank you to Gus, Jamie, and Sarah for making the music so I could actually discuss it. It's a lot of fun to do that. Excited to see what they do next. And thank you to Lewis also again for making this. Go follow him on socials. I'll put them down in the description, along with my socials if you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, stay safe and stay hydrated.